Okay, greetings, Patriots, Starseeds, Lightworkers, and of course our brave military and galactic brothers and sisters. Welcome to 1776 United, and we are in a worldwide and galactic revolution. Now, I want to get into, first of all, before I start and I forget again, silver has just launched off the platform. It's pushing 38.35 right now. That is a jump of $2.50 in the last couple days. It was just back in April that the spot price on silver was at 31, not quite $31. Now it's at 38.37. And it's every time I look at it, it's up another nickel or a dime. I mean, this stuff it's just like it's got like a rocket ship behind it. So buy some silver if you can. You're good to go until it hits $50, right? Because it's not going to stop. I've been preaching this for at least 5 years now. All right. Anybody think about this here? If you're holding, say, 5,000 ounces, I mean, that's a substantial investment. But say if you are, okay? And it has jumped $8 since April. 8 times 5 is what? It's $35,000 you've made since April sitting on your butt watching your silver grow. And that's exactly what's going to happen here. So for us old folks that are retired and sitting back, on the porch, so to speak, on the rocking chair, watching their investments grow, this is going to be fantastic for all of you. All right. Okay. Now I want to get into something here about the exposure of our true enemy of North America and Western society as we know it, but more so than the United States, okay? And we're looking at a huge exposure on this, okay? The Chinese, communist Chinese, okay? Let's go back and explore the society a little bit. The Communist Chinese Party is being run with about 10% of the Chinese population. So you have 90% of the Chinese population absolutely hate the Communist Chinese. Now, the Chinese Communist Party is based out of Beijing. It's not more or less in any other province or cities and anything else. It's in Beijing. And that Beijing basically allows tyranny. And that's where the historic Tiananmen Square happened with all the students. And that young student standing in front of all those tanks. I watched it right on CBS News. And that was in 88 or whatever. But it was an incredible moment. Now, that's who is our enemy. These are the same people that have sent over millions and millions of forged election copies and smuggled them into the United States at the time of the 2019 election of our commander-in-chief. They didn't only do that. They had been sending in many, many different types of poison. One being that is on the street is fentanyl. Now, they were trying to smuggle, mixing it up in their labs over there in Beijing, because it was weaponized. And they We're trying to ship it in through Mexico and through Canada, whatever. But, you know, I mean, I think Trump has locked down those borders pretty good. I can't specify, you know, and I can't clarify that for sure, but, you know, this is one drug that is on the street in Canada, and we have very, very many poisoned people on the street here. Another one is that, I can't even pronounce the name of it, but they were putting it into the cereal boxes and all these other things, and that's basically a slow death. I mean, so, and it's all coming from China. Everything's coming from China. Now, your government, which was unelected, you know, when the Castro regime got in 2014, okay, he allowed all this shit to come through. And basically, Carney's not saying shit about it. And so he's complicit with this as well. I think we have, in Canada, enemy combatant within the gates, which is the politicians that side with what's going on, or even not saying anything. Let's just kick this up a notch. Why didn't, if they knew all this Kool-Aid shit was coming into our country that was developed in China, trying to eliminate our population, and they did a pretty good job because there's over 2 million dead Canadians because of the shot, why didn't the government stop them if they were looking out for the best interests of Canadians? They're complicit, completely guilty of treason and crimes against humanity. Why haven't we got them? Why haven't Canadians stood up, get their pew-pews, and go down there and take our parliament back and arrest these criminals? I just, you know, I'm kind of waiting for an answer. You know, 30 years ago, if I would have known this, I would have been, you know, I would have been on a vehicle heading down there with a bunch of boys and start taking it down. But, you know, I'm a little bit too old for that stuff now. But I am on my platform here, you know, screaming at the top of my lungs, trying to get everybody's attention about how you're under attack. These criminals are, you know, in office aren't your friends. They're here to take you out. They want to burn it all down and rule the ashes. And they're having the CCP help them. This is where it lies with me. The Kool-Aid shots in 2020 was just the beginning. This shit still continues to this day. I mean, if we didn't have Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And the Chemtrail Task Force stop that latest false flag event by, you know, these tankers that were going to spray over these cities and kill millions of people with this mRNA nanotech crazy shit that they're aerosol, would have killed you within a month, they said, and would have killed all, you know, wildlife as well. I mean, these are reptile demons, and they got to be hunted down like rabid dogs and shot and killed. I'm not trying to mix words here. You know, we Canadians have a right, not just a right to life. We have a right to live in our own free country. And I don't understand why we are doing what we're doing right now by just allowing this shit to continue. We've lost over 2 million people since 1892. Since 1867. the Vatican, the monarchy, the Anglican Church, the United Church, and all these other churches that are in Canada right now, and of course the Canadian authorities, are all guilty of more than 150,000 children of First Nations. We tried to get onto the reserve lands to dig this stuff up, but the authorities shut it all down. Because what? I mean, we have communist Chinese backing these communist traders that are in our offices. We're being ruled by, Chancellor Chow. I mean, we're being run by communist Chinese. We need to find the truth and the answers here. This isn't a game we're playing. They've got you taxed so much that you're left poor. Gas prices at what they are, food prices, and you're buying food for 5 times as much as what it should be, and it's poison because you think you have no other choice. Patriots, we have to change our way of thinking, right? I've been traveling back and forth from my home here in Canada, Western Canada, and to my home in the Philippines. Have been doing it since 1991. Okay, and I can tell you the difference. We are Western society is a society that's under attack, and they don't want us to live here. They want to take us all down, as what they did with the First Nation people. They want to take them all out so they can rule over, take over their lands and go after the mineral rights. It's all about money. The Chinese are doing it all over the place. They're trying to do it in Africa right now. They're doing the same. It's the same MO. And why do we allow this? Why haven't we got patriots in Canada going down? I mean, the truckers are doing a great job, and that's wonderful, but it's not enough. We need to fight back, kinetic if possible. I just, there is no other way. The military is the only way, and if we have to become the military, the militia, then we have to, start assembling. We can't continue on this way. It's either that or we join the United States and go under their military power and take them all out, because they are the closest, other than Russia and say India and some of the other countries that are out there living under free, but I can't even say that they're totally free, because they're still in a government controlled environment. Until the government is gone, which they are working on in the United States, when this whole thing is said and done this year, they'll have 90% of the politicians will be gone, Senate and Congress. Don't you want that for Canada as well? We don't want. I mean, why should we have infiltrators come in here and rule over us? That's illegal. Everything they're doing right now to us is illegal. Even these high prices and whatever is totally legal. It's our right, and it's your right to make your own decision. Start shopping at the markets and the side road little stores and stuff like that. Stay out of these big box stores. Anyways, my time is up. We'll see you on the next one.